Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. As you can see, there's an empty spot on the bench where the Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper once sat. Well, that had to go back to Matt over at Mr. Big Guns. He sent me a message and was like, "Hey, I need the powder dispenser back." So I dropped that off to him. Talked a little bit about the pros and cons, what I thought about it, sort of would I buy it, would I not, would I recommend it, would I not. And so this video basically is just going to be a hey, here's my thoughts on that piece of equipment. So this is what I've been using, the RCBS Chargemaster 1500. I've been using this now for I think almost 4 years. It's a great unit. I've had no issues with it. Once you either you purchase an insert or you do the McDonald's straw modification. Once you do that, it's a pretty good unit. You can go in and change the factory settings on this. There's videos on YouTube about how to do that to speed this thing up. From the factory, it does throw charges, not necessarily slow, but compared to like the Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper, for instance, once you do the powder calibration feature, and it kind of runs that algorithm and learns how fast it can dispense the powder based on the size of the powder. Once you do that, I mean that thing, it throws charges pretty fast. So just factory out of the box, I would have to say the Frankford Arsenal sort of wins that category against the RCBS Chargemaster 1500. If you're just doing a straight comparison of out of the box powder dispensing speed, then the Frankford Arsenal would beat it there. Now on accuracy, they both claim plus or minus 1/10 of a grain. Let's see, repeatability. I know we had seen some issues with the Intellidropper when we checked it on the beam scale, but let's see, I don't really, as long as you're checking it consistently on the beam scale, I think you'll be okay. Once I reloaded with it some more, I got the Bluetooth activated, was able to use my phone and everything. I didn't really have any issues after that. After that one video that we made where I think it was showing that we threw the charge, I believe was saying that we threw the correct charge, but then when we put it on the beam scale, it was showing light, I think by about 1/10 of a grain or so. After that, I believe that was really the only anomaly or sort of weird abnormality that I had in terms of running the powder and everything dispensing correctly. The Bluetooth was hit or miss. That, in my mind, the way I explained it to Matt over at Mr. Big Guns is, if you just line up the product features against the other powder dispensers, like this one, the Hornady, the Lyman, the Frankford Arsenal, but the who am I forgetting? Hornady, Lyman, RCBS, whatever. Any of the powder dispensers that are out there, if you just line up the feature sets minus the Bluetooth, the Frankford Arsenal has a really impressive feature set factory out of the box at a really great price point too. Because this guy, now I got lucky when I bought this. I bought this like 4 years ago. I found it on Amazon. Brand new. I believe they had it, I think it was like $225. And that was the only reason I bought it, because now I think Midway's got them for like $347, and they say that's on sale. You can find them cheaper on Amazon. But yeah, it's an expensive unit. And the Frankford Arsenal right now, you can find it, pretty much you can find it all day long for $199. So $200. And the Frankford Arsenal, again, it's got the powder cal feature, which I really like. I'm not a huge fan of the touchscreen. I prefer the button style, but that's just personal preference. It's got the built-in level, which is really nice on the Frankford Arsenal. the powder cal feature to dispense powder really quickly. Cleaning out the hopper was essentially the same as the RCBS. There wasn't much difference there. This one's got that little side chute. The Frankford Arsenal had the same thing. The Bluetooth, the app, when you are able to get it to connect and utilize the app, you can go in and store load data. You can recall the load data. So that's a really cool feature that obviously you can't do here. I mean, yeah, you can recall. This has the ability to store load information, so you can do that, but it's not on the phone, right? That plus the auto dispense. I mean, you sort of factor all those things together, and it is pretty impressive that they're able to get it to the price point that they did, $200, and all the features that come with it. Just like I was explaining to Matt, the Bluetooth part almost feels like an added bonus, in my opinion. That's kind of the way I looked at it, because I was having some issues with it. I tried to compare it strictly, okay, what type of features does this unit have? What type of features does the Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper have? Because they're not really apples to apples, because this one's not Bluetooth compatible. So what are the basic features that they share in common? And then what are the improvements that I saw with the Frankford Arsenal? And again, the powder calibration, being able to throw faster, the automatic dispense, that was really nice. As soon as you put the pan back on and it registers 0, it just automatically throws another charge. And so in my opinion, I mean, again, you guys don't really care about my opinion, but I will provide you my opinion anyway. If it would have been available 4 years ago, more than likely I would have purchased it over this unit here. Not saying it is a better unit, I'm just saying for the money and the feature sets that you get, it's pretty impressive. That was something else that we talked about because excuse me, the current trajectory of the electronic dispensing, powder dispensing market seems to be going the opposite direction. Typically, consumer electronics, they get cheaper over time. Technologies improve, manufacturing improves, and you get better features. Look at TVs, for instance. You get better features, better value, we'll say, over time. Well, it's going right the opposite direction in powder dispensing and reloading, because long distance shooting, precision shooting is such a huge deal right now. And everybody's looking for the most precise way to dispense powder. RCBS came out with their Matchmaster. That thing retails for like $800. I believe Hornady is going to release their version of that, a more competitive, precision-oriented powder dispensing scale. And so, I don't think you're going to get units that are feature rich and packed with value at a $200 price point anymore. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it happening. The way the market is shifting and what the manufacturers are focusing on, they're focusing on people that want that, really dial it in on the precision of the reloads and the powder dispensing and everything. And they know that, people are going to spend money to achieve that. So they're not wrong for doing that. It's just, I don't think, that the days of like a Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper, I just don't know if they're going to continue to push down that path of packing so many features into a unit and still keeping it around $200. I think those days are kind of behind us. So for that reason, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. If I started reloading today and wanted to add a, sort of an electronic powder dispenser to my arsenal, no pun intended, or pun intended, however you want to take it, doesn't matter. Then I would definitely jump on that unit and not hesitate at all to buy it. So I would have no regrets purchasing the Frankford Arsenal Intellidropper. But there we go. Those are my thoughts on it. So you just pick it up and run with it. Make sure you go, if you do want to pick up one and you're in Huntsville, or if you just want to snag one online, make sure you go to Mr. Big Guns. Especially if you're in the area, go over there and check out the shop, talk to Matt and the guys, and let them know I said, hey, sent you in. So, all right, that's it. That's sort of the update on that. And I'm about to get ready to start some 6.5 Creedmoor stuff. So we got some Starline brass here, small rifle primer. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do on 6.5. But yeah, so that's it. Hope y'all have a good one, and we'll catch you next time.